I will be attending the Pokemon World Championships this year in Anaheim, California, and I will be asking the best players in the entire world to play a single match versus me. But there's one thing they don't know about me. I suck at Pokemon. So before attending Worlds, I gave myself a single goal to complete. Achieve the highest rank in Pokemon so I can have the best odds to at least be a professional player in one single game of Pokemon while at Worlds. And to make this happen, I gave myself an additional challenge, and that was to formulate a team completely on my own. In other videos similar to this, the student will oftentimes have a high-level player telling them what to do mid-match or create a team for them. Even though proper help from an experienced player would speed this process up tenfold, in order for me to compete at the highest level of Pokemon, I have to get used to making decisions completely on my own, because I won't have anyone in my ear mid-match in a tournament. As well, creating my own team will help me have a much stronger understanding of my team, and more importantly, how they interact with other teams. With that being said, the current official VGC online format Pokemon has open at the moment is Regulation I. This means I will be competing in double battles with up to 2 restricted Pokemon per team, meaning I can have any 2 box art legendary Pokemon that I want, and every other Pokemon is fair game. So I'm going to start my team off with Miraidon and Calyrex Shadow Rider. They are the 2 fastest Pokemon in the entire game, which means they will almost always move first, and both have ridiculous abilities to make them completely broken. Shadow Rider actually gets 2, but the one that really matters is called Grim Neigh, which increases his damage every kill he gets. And for Miraidon, he gets the ability Hardened Engine. He creates an electric terrain on the field that boosts his special attack damage, and the field increases all electric type damage in general. On top of that, Miraidon is also an electric type Pokemon himself, which means he gets what we call a same type attack bonus with his electric moves. Any move with the same type as the Pokemon using it will deal additional damage, and while this applies to every Pokemon in the game, not just electric types or Miraidon exclusively, he might just be the best to ever do it thanks to Hardened Engine. In combination with every single buff he gets just for breathing, they gave him a signature move that only he has. Electro Drip, a 100 base power electric type move that increases in damage by 1.3 times if it deals super effective damage. Yeah, this Pokemon is literally a walking hydrogen bomb. He is one-tapping anything within a 150-mile radius. And yes, these 2 Pokemon are by far the most popular Pokemon being used in the official competitive format, minus a certain cat we all know. But this means I will be running into other teams with walking nuclear bombs as well. That's where the star of the show comes in. Raichu, but not just any Raichu, the Alolan variant. A very, very underused Pokemon in the current format. I didn't see another one a single time in my entire grind to Master Ball. And the thing is, I really do think he's an undercover top tier in the current format, and for good reason. Raichu's ability Surge Surfer activates when he's on electric terrain, doubling his speed. Pair this with a maxed out speed stat and he is by far the fastest Pokemon in the entire game. This makes it so he works perfectly with Miraidon, giving him supporting moves like Electro Web and Nuzzle, allowing him to slow other fast Pokemon before they can even move. Miraidon, please Lambo. Yes! Yes, baby, yes! Giving my other stronger but slower Pokemon the chance to move first and knock out any possible threats to Raichu or my team. On top of that, Raichu himself is a bulky Pokemon with solid special defense. However, I decided to invest more into his defense stat instead. That way I can take advantage of the item that I'm giving him, the Electric Seed. This item increases his defense whenever he's in electric terrain by 50%, making it pretty difficult to remove him without a strong super effective attack. Also, I gave him the move Fake Out, maybe the best move in all of Pokemon history, and Encore to make it as difficult as possible for my opponents to pull off their own strategies. If Shadow Rider and Miraidon are nuclear bombs, then Raichu is J. Robert Oppenheimer. The next 2 slots include Urshifu Rapid Strike, a water fighting type Pokemon that can hit through Protect, provide great type coverage for my team, and can solo win games if I play my cards correctly. And then there's Ogerpon, a personal favorite of mine and great for the team because I attached the Hearth Flame item on him, making him a fire and grass type. This means he'll be capable of taking out big threats like Calyrex Ice Rider, Groudon, and Among Us with his super broken moves Ivy Cudgel and Wood Hammer. I also topped him off with the move Taunt, which forces opposing Pokemon only able to use attacking moves. Another great choice for stopping opponents from setting up devastating board positions for themselves, winning me the game outright if used correctly. This leaves me with one remaining slot to fill my team, and I'll be honest, I struggled really hard to find the best final mon for this team, until I noticed my team kinda got blown up by Trick Room setups. Trick Room is a move that makes the slower Pokemon move first for 4 turns. So a friend recommended me Clefairy, and she works great under these conditions since she can learn the move after you, which allows your partner Pokemon to move right after Clefairy. With Clefairy having a super low speed stat, she's likely to be first to move in Trick Room and give my faster and stronger Pokemon the opportunity to move first and blow up the enemy when they think they are in advantage. And if Trick Room ends, I also gave her Helping Hand and Follow Me, which are both priority moves, meaning if she's the slowest, these moves will always come out first. But if you're confused as to why I'm using Clefairy and not the final evolution Clefable, that's because Clefairy has the ability Friend Guard, which reduces the damage taken for everyone on my team. And giving her the Eviolite item to hold, which only works on pre-stage evolution Pokemon, she's an indestructible brick wall that is capable of keeping her team completely safe and buffing their damage if needed. I should also point out I didn't completely start this journey at rank 1, 0 points, because I previously played the season before a few months prior up until I hit rank 6 or 7. Double battles. Oh, I'm in Pokeball tier. Why am I in Pokeball tier? So we will actually be starting on rank 5 instead, which is still really low and would probably take 0 effort to get to. I'm feeling incredibly confident in my current team. Even though I'm a complete noob at this game, I feel like this team alone can carry me to Master Ball with absolutely 0 issue. Okay, well, maybe I will run into a few issues, like my own personal skill level. At first glance, when you look at a game like Pokemon and think to yourself, as long as you're well planned ahead and have a strong team, it should be almost impossible to lose. However, just like every other game or skill you want to learn, you have to practice. Pokemon is such a big game, there are a billion, maybe even an infinite number of combinations of teams you could face, and having a prepared team alone won't be enough to secure you a victory. But thankfully, this loss taught me something really important. Whimsicott is a very good counter to my team, alongside with Chien-Pao. Chien-Pao is an Ice and Dark type Pokemon, which are typings that can hit my big 3 Pokemon for super effective damage. He can also learn the move Sucker Punch, which is a priority move, so it will always go first and one-tap my Shadow or Raichu. But Whimsicott has the ability Prankster, which gives moves that do not do damage a stage of priority. So if it's holding the Covert Cloak item, which allows him to never flinch from the move Fake Out, I have 0 counterplay to this, and Tailwind will always come up. And if Whimsicott manages to live the first turn, it can Encore, which will make my Pokemon repeat the last move it used. This could trap my Raichu into Fake Out or other Mons to protect if I position myself poorly. Whimsicott is the best Mon in the game, bro. Forcing me to lose the game. But notice how I said only if I position poorly. Regardless, my team has a win con versus these Pokemon, which I take as a good sign that I made a very strong team. The next team I face is a Kyogre and Calyrex Ice team, which on paper should be pretty easy for me. Which it was, even with a few misplays. Like I let the Tornado set up Tailwind for free when I could have faked him out. And I gave his Rhyperior 3 massive special attack buffs using my electric moves, because he uses the ability Lightning Rod, which will absorb all electric type damage on the field. But once I adjusted my play and was capable of removing Rhyperior, I was back in the game. I was still able to keep my opponent's team super slowed with the help of Raichu and using Miraidon to remove the Kyogre from the game before it could even move. Switching over to Shadow Rider and sweeping the rest of the team. Still a lot of improvement to be made, but I'm proud of my first win regardless. Throughout the day, I went on a pretty big win streak, managing to win games I thought I was for sure losing with absolute dumb luck.
That's what I'm talking about, baby! That's what I'm talking about! I've never seen such a high level of determination from a motherfucker like me!
Getting all the way up to rank 8. Maybe getting Master Ball really is going to be a piece of cake. I must be a prodigy at the game. I don't think anyone can stop this hot shit. Well, I really do. Damn. Yeah, my first day in the higher ranks, the matches got harder with better teams and better players than me. And a loss streak to humble me was needed. But thankfully, even during losses, I noticed a key part of my play I needed to change. And that is the usage of the move Taunt with Ogerpon. There were 2 games I ran into a Lunala, a restricted ghost-type Pokemon that is very good at setting up winning situations with Trick Room or Tailwind. However, he is very slow, so my Ogerpon is fast enough to cast Taunt, completely blocking him from using the moves until he switches out, allowing me to maintain speed control. But even then, with Pokemon in speed disadvantage, I still had multiple win cons at my disposal that I did not utilize because of my lack of skill. I play one more for the night and try to end on a fat dub, and I run into a Miraidon and Ice Rider team. This is a great opportunity to test out my newfound taunt usage because Ice Rider is a Pokemon that likes to set up Trick Room. They also have a Grimmsnarl that likes to set up stuff like Light Screen or Reflect, reducing the damage you deal to his team. Unfortunately, he has the ability Prankster, which means I can't really stop him from the first turn, unless I use Fake Out. With this counterplay in mind, I formulate a proper plan and decide to put Ogerpon in the back for later, but Raichu up front alongside with Urshifu. He starts with Landorus and Grimmsnarl, and I try to double up on Grimm using Fake Out in close combat to try and wipe him before he can even set up. But I forgot he's not only a Dark type, but he's also a Fairy type, which resists fighting, and he's able to survive the attack. A misplay by me, but I still have a big advantage over them. Grimmsnarl is able to set up Light Screen, and I switch to Ogerpon, but he's able to land a Thunder Wave on him, causing a paralysis slowing my Ogerpon, and giving him a chance to lock up and not use his moves. But thankfully, I still land the taunt and stop Grimm from playing the game for at least a few turns. Incineroar knocks out my Raichu, but Raichu has already paralyzed 2 of his Pokemon, giving me complete speed control on the board. And because of that, I'm able to kill Incineroar and Grimmsnarl on the same turn. Now I'm in a perfect position to win the game versus the Ice Rider and Landorus. Knowing Ice Rider needs to get a Trick Room off in order to win this game, I predict he will protect with Landorus and try to Trick Room with Ice Rider. So I lock in Taunt on Ice Rider and I attack Landorus with Urshifu because I know I'm faster and I can kill him through Protect. And I'm right! Landorus falls!
We're leveling up. We have leveled up before we went to bed. Guaranteed dub here.
And I go for the taunt and I get full paralysis and I don't get the taunt off. Ice Rider gets Trick Room off, but even so, I use the other tools I give in my team to survive at least 2 turns of Ice Rider's strongest attack.
Yeah, he Glacial Lances. Please kill him, please kill him, please kill him, please kill him. Please kill him. Oh! I think it's a dub.
And I finish him off. Sadly, I didn't pull off the play I had planned to win the game. However, I still did do it, but was a little unlucky at pulling it off. But I still had improved enough to prevail with my old tools I grew to be more familiar with. And I also got a really nice live stream host by Master Mark VGC, giving me a very pleasant surprise for my first day of streaming. Time for day 2. Oh, am I starting over? Oh my gosh, no way. So funny enough, at the end of every month, Pokemon restarts the ranks, and I just happened to start my grind the day before. And once ranked opened back up the same day, I found out I am now starting over again, right back to where I started. Unfortunately for me, I fall into a massive loss streak right out of the gate because of multiple misplays on my end, and I'm feeling real bad. Whimsicott has been giving me serious trouble, and I even started having my doubts about my team. But somehow, against all odds, I managed to pick myself back up and win 2 massive comebacks back to back.
Yeah, hit my Urshifu, baby. Ooh, Focus Sash. Focus Sash. Ladies and gentlemen, can we say Focus Sash in the chat? Ooh. That's what I'm talking about, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Water. But because he's fighting, he's still super effective. I think I win. He doesn't have anything to kill me. Let's go, dude. That's what I'm talking about. Ooh, babe.
Regaining my footing and somehow getting myself back into Great Ball 7, and I ended my day on a positive winning record of 9 wins and 8 losses. But starting on day 3, I started to notice a very stupid trend of what I was doing wrong in my games. Whenever I came across a team with Ice Rider or some form of Trick Room, I would always bring Raichu and Clefairy into the match. This is a massive deficit I was giving myself because my team was lacking so much coverage for other types. So on incidents where my foe would use Ursaluna, who is a signature Trick Room specialist on a large number of teams, and also a ground and normal type Pokemon, which means he is completely immune to electric and ghost type moves, I put myself in a position that is almost impossible impossible to win. But I noticed this about my play, and I took into account how I only need one support Pokemon per game. And regardless of who I pick, I'm capable of winning as long as I have proper coverage. That's how strong my team feels. After taking this better understanding of my team, and 1 hour later of non-stop playing, I was finally able to hit my first win of the day. Mercy on my soul. First win! Yes! Our first win! I started to pick up some real serious steam, winning every single game for the rest of the day, running into some hilarious teams like this one, where I somehow ended up in a match with 3 Miraidons on the field at the same time. Well, technically this Miraidon is a Ditto, but this Pokemon holds the ability Transform, so he'll be able to transform into any Pokemon that he shares the same side with on the enemy team. Thankfully for me, during this match, I learned that when Ditto transforms, and if you call him back, he actually resets back to a normal Ditto and can transform again when he swaps in. So with careful planning and adapting, I was able to bait out his Ditto to transform into my Miraidon, my strongest Pokemon, on purpose, so I can later switch into my Raichu on the electric terrain, making him the fastest Pokemon in the entire game and landing a perfect electric web to slow both of them. This play sacrificed both my Raichu and Ogerpon, but my Miraidon is now perfectly in position to outspeed both of them, allowing him to safely terrestrialize into Fairy, making him a Fairy type, then using the Fairy type move Dazzling Gleam, hitting both of them for stab plus super effective damage. This is crazy. Let's go, dude. Let's go. Oh, he's salty? Really? Ending my third day of playing great, knowing I have improved immensely since day one, and somehow going up a rank from the previous day even after the loss streak. But the next day, something special happened. I finally overcame my biggest enemy, Whimsicott. I finally started deciding that she was just too big of a threat. And even if they have a chance of me carrying a Cobra Cloak, I had to take the risk and fake them out and kill them if possible to stall out Tailwind from coming out or eliminating it altogether. But damn, did it feel good to finally triumph over her, knowing only needing one more game to make it into Ultra Ball tier, which is the rank right before Master Ball, our end goal. On our possible final match before Ultra Ball, I find myself in a Ditto match. No, not that Ditto. This kind of Ditto. And unfortunately, I found myself in a position where my speed control demon is put to sleep and killed before he could slow their Shadow Rider, putting my Shadow Rider into a game-winning speed tie. If they go first, both my 2 Pokemon will die without a doubt. And God must have been rooting for me because I'll win that speed tie. Let's go, baby! That's what I'm talking about! If I wanted to accomplish this goal, I really needed to understand some flaws I had as a player, like the lack of respect I gave my support Pokemon. I always use my strong Pokemon to finish off games, oftentimes sacrificing my support Mons to get safe switch-ins for them. I also took a lot of losses due to the lack of speed control midway through the match. For example, if they threw out a Tailwind Prankster Pokemon and I still had my Raichu up, I like to keep my Raichu up all game, forcing speed control with Electro Web or Nuzzle, but playing this way essentially removed one of my moves, Fake Out. Because Fake Out can stop Pranksters from moving first, but it only works on the first turn the Pokemon is out. So keeping Raichu out all game was actually giving them free speed control if they had the right option. And after playing all day and bouncing around in Ultra Ball all day, I had finally felt like I perfected my abilities with this team, and I went on a hot streak. Please go first, please go first. Yes! Yes, and we landed it. That's what I'm fucking talking about, bro. That's what I'm talking about. I was feeling so good. I was going to end my stream a few matches ago, but I just kept telling myself one more, because I was just having so much fun and playing so well. And after making an amazing play on my final match, saving all my resources while under their speed advantages, and saving my Terraform to win the final 1v1, he would have killed me. I would have lost. I was feeling real good, and I knew for sure just one more game without a doubt would get me into Masterball. Oh shit! Oh my, hello? What happened? Whoa! What the fuck? No. Oh. Okay. I actually hit Master Ball, and this goal I wanted happened so much faster than I expected. I have been learning Pokemon for a long time, little by little, watching videos and learning from other content creators, but not by really playing. I always told myself how hard it would be for me to learn and maintain the knowledge I needed for Pokemon. But it really does go to show everyone is capable of achieving something that they want as long as they put genuine effort for it. And that's how I became a professional Pokemon player. At least according to the Pokemon games. But if I really wanted to claim a title as big as that, I'm going to have to prove it. That is why I will be attending the Pokemon World Championship in California, Anaheim this year. And I will be going around with actual real professional Pokemon players asking them for a single round of Pokemon. Competing with them to see if I can beat them with this exact team. If that is content that sounds exciting, please consider subscribing so you can get notified for when the video drops. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye.